even have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, this is the Talk Beat Jones, and I am Billy E. Jones, and I want to welcome and thank you for being with me today. And it's a wonderful day. Why? Because the eyes are open, the mouth is moving, and the hands are shaking. Feeling real good. How about you? All right. Remember now, this is Talk Beat Jones. We're on the air every Wednesday. The time is from 10 to 11, and of course, you can watch us on a Sunday. That's on 15.2 at 4 p.m. That's right. And don't forget, you can come to the RJ Watkins page right now. Tell your friends, call them, text them, however you get the information to them. Let them know if they want to watch this program right now. Go to that RJ Watkins page, the one that got the camera thing on it, and you can watch this program. Tell them they can catch us right now. If they should happen to miss us, happen to miss us on that RJ page, they can go back to it and we'll be there and you can be able to watch the program as it was filmed live. Okay. Don't forget to go to that, what's that TV, that RJ's page. And also, how about on demand? How about on demand? That's right. You can go to on demand TV 33 on demand and we will get you some feedback. That's right. Theo will be there, but I will be there as well. That's some of the idea of different programs we have on that page, on the RJ Watkins page. That's right. All the different shows, you can see them there. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful program for you today because for those who don't understand how the politics is being operated, that's okay. If we feel that the people need to understand what's going on in this world of the politics in America. I don't know about other places, but what's going on in America's politics, and let's give you some background of what and how things are happening, how people are trying to put the tricks into the game, how and why it's done. So for this particular program for today, call your friends, let them know the ears will be hot. The mind will be ready to be educated on the Talk Beat Jones. I have my political extraordinaire, Mr. Leo Brazil. Mr. Leo Brazil, would you come in and before we get into it, would you kind of give the folks your name and some of your background so they're going to know who it is they're listening to get this multiple great resources of information. It's on you, Mr. Leo Brazil.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Come on in.
Yes, sir. Good morning to everyone. It's 7 o'clock in the morning here in California. It's a beautiful day. I'm in Oakland, California. I am an 80-year-old man, just loving life, and ready to talk to my friend Billy Jones.
Okay, all of that's great on your social scene, but give me your your resume.
Well, no, I don't know what to talk about. Like I said.
Okay, so if we can move this along time-wise. I don't have the script to work with this. Here, let me do this real quick.
You asked me the question.
So I'm going to answer it so we can move along real quickly here because I want them to know that you are a former Black Panther. You are a former city council person. You are a retired attorney. You are working with children, young boys at Allen Temple Church. Did I miss anything?
I'm on the Alameda County Reparations Commission, which I want to talk about today, reparations.
Let's do it right now.
And just enjoy it. You know, the issue of reparation has finally come up the flagpole, and a lot of people are saluting the flag. I just love it. And I see hope for the future in terms of my contributions, because this is a long haul race. But I'm upset about the nation right now, what's going on in the country and how divided it is. And I know that white folks don't even want to talk about the issue of reparations since they don't want to even deal with the problems that they have in front of them right now.
So tell me, why would they not want to talk about reparations? Let's do it this way so we can kind of kick it up and move it along.
Because they don't want to talk about race, ever. See, when they're in a good mood, they don't want to talk about race, even liberals. But today, they're in an awful mood, and the issue of race, oh, man, they got, my mind don't function like it used to, but CRT, you bring that up, man, they don't want to talk about that. I don't even know what CRT is, and they don't either, but they know they hate it.
Okay, so we don't know, you don't know, my audience don't know, so let's move to something that my audience can get in groove with. So I know that real quickly, and we can move this past, is that I saw a headline said something about San Francisco's apologized for its racist policies in the past. Is that somewhat true, or is that something I just read and moving along?
No, yeah, they have a reparations commission that has reported to the Board of Supervisors, and one of the things in all of the reparations package is an apology. So San Francisco, has issued an apology, but apology can't go to the bank.
Okay. Now, here we go through the process of stepping into the waters that after the election, you, among other folks, were singing, Trump is gone. We don't want to talk about Trump. We had a thing on TV, and I said, that's not true. Trump is not gone. Trump will be back, and Trump will be stronger than ever. I said that.
Yeah.
And so now that my philosophy about that has proven to be truth, let's go into the truth.
You mean
real
Trump
quick
would be gone off the air? Is that what you were talking about? Because Trump
excuse me. I don't have the
Trump
time.
Trump is going to jail.
No, I don't want to go into that at this point right now because
me either.
The thing about that is those are wishful thoughts. But what the reality is at this point is that Trump is the leading candidate and he is the Teflon man at this point. Now, whatever else may happen later on and whatever our dreams are personal, that's great. But let's go with what we're dealing with in the populace of the United States presidential race and who is doing what. Let's do it that way. And before I go there, I want to ask you something since we spoke on Trump very early quickly. If President Trump was the president during the time that we were going through all these civil rights demonstrations and all these civil rights groups was coming up and all these and all of these Panthers, etc., was being developed, do you think that Trump as the president would allow that movement to succeed?
No.
Why not?
Because he's a racist and he's a damn fool.
Okay, but why with the outcome that we see, the outcome of all of those deaths, all those things that went on to our folks in trying to fight for our rights, and I have a reason I'm asking that question, fighting for our rights, if the president had been different, had a different mental understanding, do you think that the tolerance of the United States would allow black folks' civil rights to develop the way it did through the activism that came across? Huh?
No.
Tell the people why you think that, Pete. Tell the people.
I don't want to go into that.
You what?
I don't want to go into that because that's speculation.
I want to hear. Listen, brother. Listen. This is television, entertainment television. So everything is speculation. Everything is inside thoughts. Other folks can agree or disagree.
I don't want to speculate on that question.
Okay.
Next question.
Next question is, why is it that folks are doing this do not vote or vote uncommitted situation there? Explain that to us if you can.
Because this is a democracy. Your vote is your voice. If you don't use it, the people that use their voice are going to win. And so I don't agree with them saying I'm not going to vote because I'm angry with the president on one issue. But if I don't vote for Biden, you're voting for Trump. Because if Billy Jones is for Biden and I'm for Trump, Billy Jones don't vote. My vote that I cast counts. But if you vote and I vote, we're opposite each other. We cancel each other out.
So, what and why is that being tossed around by groups of both parties?
Because people have feelings. They're upset about what's going on. If they were over there bombing your people in Gaza, why would you go and vote for Joe Biden? You hate Donald Trump, but you go and vote for no commitment. Then you're hurting yourself because you're going to end up with Trump.
So where did this?
I vote for Trump and you don't vote at all, or you vote for somebody that makes you feel better, then my vote counts and yours don't.
Okay, and so where did this come from? This is something, to me,
It comes from the heart.
I understand, but listen to what I'm saying here, sir. To me, this thing about folks really having the political folk telling folks not to vote, or to vote, non-committed. This is something, we've always had that option. We've always had that option. So my question is, why is that being so out front, so publicized, so pushed so hard at this juncture, at this time, for folks to vote non-committed?
Well, first of all, I told you I'm a Trump man for this conversation, and so I want to win. Billy Jones wants Biden. I want to convince Billy Jones not to vote at all because I told you that makes my vote count. Now, if I want to stop Billy Jones and his troops, I'm gonna take some of my money and put all kind of ads out there and say, man, you ought to vote for this alternative, or you ought to vote your feelings, or I don't like what Biden is doing. All of that is in my interest, so I would put this out in the airwaves every day so that I can convince Billy, who was a fool in the first place because he didn't vote at all, never registered. But if he had finally registered because he saw what his parents and everything went through for civil rights and the vote, now I'm bombing his people overseas in Africa, and he says, "Oh man, I'm angry with Biden behind that, so I'm not going to vote. I'm going to vote for let me write in Marcus Garvey or something." Well, Marcus Garvey is not on the ballot,
So
and Trump is going to win.
So are we at the stage where in the, quote, United States of America, quote, the United States of America, that now has folk from all over the world coming across the borders and being supported by the United States government, let's get it out there real, folk, that they're placed in a populous area where they are in groups where they have some power because they're mostly their own people. So now all throughout the United States, we have all of these folks coming from all of these different countries.
Yeah.
And we have known that these countries have been at war, conflict, and etc. for basically as long as we've been, for as long as I've lived. And so now they're here in the United States of the America, and they say America is supposed to stop the fighting and the war and the killing that's going on between their groups, but the United States is supposed to stop it. Now, I know I put it simply because they're saying, no, the United States is giving them the backing because they're giving them supplies, they're giving them monies or whatever, materials, etc. Can you kind of touch that, if you please? Now, I know mentally it may not be a good day for you, but can you kind of touch that, if you would, please?
Well, again, I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about the plain language, the immigration problem, let's talk about it and talk about what countries we're talking about. Wait,
hold on. First of all, Leo, first of all, let me be clear. I'm not putting a stamp on this group, a stamp on that group. I said clearly the land of the United States that other folks is coming across the borders to this land.
What other folks?
Any group of folks from any other countries that are coming across the borders. You got all folks in right now that are coming across the borders. Why would I have to say a specific group of folk when you know, just by watching your news, watching the border, that now you have all folks from all different groups that are coming in. It's not one particular specified group of folk. And so what is the problem in understanding that you got folks from other countries that are coming in? The borders have been shown as being widely open, and folks are flooding into the United States. What's the problem with understanding that, sir?
I don't know what the question is. What are we supposed to do? Close the borders? Is that what you want to talk about?
Okay, I
Don't
see.
put a fence up, and they're still coming.
Since Trump has been out, have there had more people coming across the borders? Are we having people?
but
Are we
why
having?
they come
Are
across
we
the
having?
border?
Folks, I want you to listen to this, please. I want you to listen to this. We have a man right here who has all this great intellect. And what I'm simply trying to get him to do is to help you understand where we are with folks coming into the United States, having their own political civilization that's concerned about the things that's happening in their country, whether they're
Yeah.
Chinese folks, whether they're Japanese folks, whether they are the folks that are coming here and are establishing their camps. And like we have different people in the political ranks that are associated with some of these groups and say, our people back in where my grandparents lived are having these problems, and I think the United States is supposed to help stop this.
But
That doesn't.
again, you want me in a 1 minute, 10
I didn't give you 1 minute.
entertainment
I did not
situation
give
to
you
talk
1
about
minute.
a complex
I did
problem
not give you
that
1
the
minute, sir.
Congress cannot take care of and have not taken care of for 30 years.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to get to understand. And I want the folks to understand, if it is something that has not been able to be dealt with in all of this particular time, and especially now that we have more folks, more groups that are here and established, and now the
Yes.
pressure is saying that the president of the United States did not stop these things that's been going on all of these particular years, and saying when he comes to town, we're going to let him know that if you don't stop this particular situation in our country, we're not going to give you our vote.
Fine.
Okay?
They can do that. That's what their vote is about. You're supposed to express your will. Your vote is your power and your voice.
Okay.
And if you then have a problem with immigration, go out there and demonstrate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you have a problem with the folks over there in what's the country over there? Help me out. Where the war is going on,
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
If you don't like that, then vote. Vote for a person that will stop giving money to Ukraine. That's what the Speaker and the Republicans are trying to do now.
At a
They're
question.
trying to bargain. They say, we'll give you the money for Ukraine if you stop the Mexicans, the Chinese, and everybody else coming in the country illegally.
What do you think about the black folks in America right at this point, when the central conversation at one point used to be about the development and the upwardness of black folks in America, and the situations of why black folks have still been on the bottom rung in America? When and where is that concern on a consistent basis at this particular time? And what about the black folks who are out here hollering about the fact that my children are hungry, I'm hungry, I'm losing my house, I don't have a place to live with my family? And they're saying,
And I don't vote.
and I wait, you put something I didn't put into there.
I know.
Wait, don't put something that I don't say, sir. So I
No, I'm
said, no,
telling
hold
you.
on. Because I'm saying to you that we got black folks who are in that situation and saying, but my neighbor who I talk with tells me about other folks who came here from other countries, and they got housing, they got insurance, and they have a check coming every month.
Yeah.
Where did,
Where they
how
get it?
how and where is that money? Because they tell me I've got to have to have worked. I've had to have some type of situation for me to qualify.
Yeah.
So how is it that my children, my family, my folk have to go around and ask the question, why is it other folks who don't have any of those qualifications or any of those particular situations that they have to go and have a background check, get the housing, get the food, get the money, the check every month?
Yeah.
So I'm asking, see, I did all that to ask about the comparison between black folks in America, what we're doing, what we're not getting, and what's happening and what's not happening, and what groups are coming here and having the power to make the president turn and listen to what they have to say about their cause in their country. This is the only country that black folks have, and we're still crying
Yeah.
about our situation, etc. But right now, we don't have anybody to listen to our problems.
But what can they do about it?
Well, that's the problem.
You tell me.
You tell me.
that these programs that these immigrants are lining up and benefit from. Who did that? Who made the program?
So
The Congress.
those, so
How
the,
did
so the
Congress get in
process,
office?
so the
Got
process,
voted.
so the
If
process
you
there.
didn't vote and you're not getting anything, then shame on you.
That so the process there, Mr. Leo Brazil, is that if you have all of these other groups, and you know the whole process that the more power. Am I saying that shouldn't happen? I'm saying that's the policies of the United States of America to allow these groups to come in, develop their power, and to put in their wishes for how they people want to be treated. I have
Really?
no problem with that at all. I simply ask the question, which is my black folk who are saying, we've been here. We were brought over here. We don't have that particular situation. And my children that have to stay with their mother and dad or mother and bring in their wife or daughter or whatever else to have their grandkids with them because they can't get out here and function. They can't get the help that they, quote, need, they say. But other folks can come in and have 3, 4, 5, 6 kids and be able to get enough money to take care of their
Really?
housing and everything.
Really.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to tell you again. Those folks don't vote. They get what they get. Why? Why these immigrants who can't vote, why do they get a chance to come into the country? You say Biden and all of them are doing this. It's the Congress. People vote people into Congress, and the Congress then pass laws that allow the immigrants to come and get something or whatever. And every time a black person tries to vote, they go down and pass laws that make it difficult for us to vote. They're telling you they don't want you to vote because your vote is your power. And if you just sit and whine all the time, nobody care about that.
I'm listening.
That's it.
I'm listening. I'm listening to you ask to say that you're whining, and the process there is okay. So you did all that to say that for black folks to do what? Say nothing?
No, but register to vote, organize, and go to the polls.
But
and send a representative.
But hold up, Mr. Leo. That's
all of these offices that are functioning right now.
That
you
goes
vote your people in.
That goes back to the question I originally started with: is we have folks that have been voted into office.
Yeah.
Hold on, that have been voted into office that are out telling their constituents or folks in general and from their ranks, don't vote.
Yes, and so you don't.
Give it to
And
me.
then you get what you get, and that is nothing.
Okay.
That's what they want you to do, not to vote. Don't use your power. Let their people vote, and then they will represent their people and not represent you.
Okay, here's the way it goes. Folks, listen to this. My intent was to get Mr. Leo Brazil to bring back the idea that in order for them to put some pressure on the president, they used to really push what is called the third party. The third party was that group that was designed to pull away and threaten them about pulling votes away. They have folks who within the same party as Joe Biden, quote, would have jumped out and become a third party candidate if they wanted to take votes away from Joe Biden to help Donald Trump. That's somewhat used to be the populist way that they did it. So my question was, we're not hearing so much about the development of third parties. We're hearing about folks telling folks not or to vote uncommitted.
Yeah,
So
that's the third
when we
party,
talk about
uncommitted.
I understand. That's what I'm trying to see. But here's the deal: we
It's
got folks that
null and
don't.
void.
We
Their
have
votes
folks out.
don't count.
We have folks out there that do not understand what we take, for instance, that we know. My program is not designed just for folks who know. The program is designed to help folks who don't know understand where it came from, what it's about, and why it's being done this particular way.
And then the next question is, what you gonna do about it? Sit and watch television with Billy Jones, or you gonna go down and register to vote?
Why should I go down to register to vote?
Because you want some of the benefits that you
Wait.
your
But the
grandchildren.
person that folks who registered to vote and voted that person in office is
Yes,
telling
they
is
getting
telling
what
folks
they
is
wanted.
telling folks to vote uncommitted.
That means don't vote. 'Cause
So
uncommitted ain't gonna get in the office.
okay, so you hear what you said, bro? You hear what you said? You said
No,
go register
tell
to
me.
vote. Then you said but don't vote. That's the confusion. That's the confusion that I want folks to understand. That's the confusion. They took one style and now they're changing it so that those who are newish to this operation don't understand what the real purpose is.
Right.
That's the
They don't.
idea.
When you say don't understand, let me use some ghetto words so people know what I'm talking about. It means you're ignorant. You don't know. So if you're ignorant, what's your way to be unignorant?
Well,
Study. For all you Bible people, study to show yourself approved.
let us
Rightly dividing the word.
let us understand that the word ignorant doesn't mean what folks may think it means. It simply means lack of knowledge.
Right.
Okay, I'm just
So
saying
go
break
get the
it
knowledge.
break it down to what it is. It's simply not ignorant. It's a matter of lack of knowledge.
Oh, Lord have mercy. The word ignorant means don't know. You don't know.
Thank you.
Ignore rent. You are ignoring something that you ought to know. And if you don't know, then go find out. And I'm telling you, they're on your program, so they want to know. And so I'm telling them the way you solve your problem is to use your power. And what is your power in a democracy? Your vote, your cousin's vote. Tell them to put them
And
dominoes down and go and vote.
and I don't have the process that we speak about. Just go vote. We're at a war. We're at a wait. Hold on. We're at a war because you say just go vote, but I don't know who to vote for.
Oh, Lord. Billy, stop asking me these questions. You're going around in circles. I said go vote after you go and find out how to vote and who's running and who you want to vote for. Which one is speaking to your interest?
Well, last time I thought I liked this person, but this time I don't know. I'm on the fence. I don't know which. I'm thinking about switching over to this person over
don't
here,
know.
and
Keep
that's
saying
the
I'm
process.
ignorant.
And that's the process, family. Before I go to commercial break, that's the process. You get folks to vote non-committed, so when the race actually comes up, a Democrat can vote Republican. Republican can vote Democrat. And now it's a process of saying Joe is too old, and you're going to have that black woman to be your president if something happened to Joe. And all of
Yeah.
those folks who you said were committed to President Trump from the time of the last election still and has grown are still in his power. Now,
Right.
can he take that power of his folk
These
and
people's
cross-contaminate, and cross-educate those non-committed folk to come into his camp? That's the
No.
key. Wait, that's the key. You say no, But the process again
No,
is
I want them to stay non-committed.
you
Billy.
want them to stay non-committed, but at some
I
point
I
they're
told you
going
I'm
to,
the Trump
those are
person.
registered voters who are going to sit on the fence and make a decision, and the folks will have the opportunity to fight to get those non-committed folks to vote for their person. And they
Right,
feel that Trump has all of the power to keep that in folks' ear to get a certain percentage of those folks to switch over and come his way.
right.
After we come from the commercial break, if there's something that you have to say that you're awake now, it's hard waking up an 80-year person. I find out now.
No, no, no. You don't like what I'm saying.
I find it's hard. But I tell you what, I think you're awake now. So you got your cup of tea and
Yeah,
and a little of us here. So we're ready to
yeah.
go. Come back,
Go,
guys.
go,
Hmm?
go sell some cornflakes.
And I want to know people that Mr. Leo Brazil is a very wonderful person, and this is like us sitting
And I'm
down
having
talking.
fun.
Yeah, it's just like us sitting down at the table with us, just me and him talking, having fun,
Hmm.
and you get a chance to listen to a little debate without any animosity, without any upsetness, listening to the views. That's the
That's
way you
right.
handle a situation, family. You listen, you banter, but you don't get all crazy. We got to be right. That's not what life
Right.
is about. Love you. We'll be back with
Me and me,
more.
and- me and Billy's in the
That's
barbershop,
right.
y'all.
We'll be back with more of the Talk Beat Jones right after commercials. But remember, we're here every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11. And you can go to YouTube, TV33 on demand, and pick it up anytime, 24 hours a day. And of course, you're watching, for those who are with us right now, the RJ Watkins page. And we go around the world. See you shortly. Thank you. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.
Hi, this is Lawanda,
This is RJ Watkins.
coming to you to bring you some information about the #1 detox in the nation, Lemon Burn. Lemon Burn helps to turn the fat into fit. It's for you, a happier, healthier you, because you know healthy is the new beautiful. An all-natural way to improve your health. It promotes a healthy digestive system, attacks and reduces belly fat, as well as gives you energy. Need to get yours today. Call 313-868-6612.
Don't forget to exercise and eat right.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Mattered. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Generational wealth. No risk, no reward. All entrepreneurs get yours personalized with your business's name or logo. Order yours today. GenerationalWealthForLife.com or call 313-220-9433. That's 313-220-9433. Generational wealth. No risk, no reward.
You know what it is, generational wealth.
You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones. All right, we're with the Talk Beat Jones again. I am Billy E. Jones, and I'm just loving being here with you today. And remember, You can be with us any day of the year. Just go to that YouTube TV33 on demand, and you can go back and you can find and look at any of our. I believe they have over 300 shows that you can go back on demand and pick up at any given time. Also, remember we're on the air every Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 11, and on a Sunday on 15.2 at 4 p.m. I want to say this real quickly. We're going into the new year. We're into New Year's, and we're talking about generational wealth. Generational wealth can be your health, And if you're going to have generations that you're going to be around, wealth is your health. So let's talk just a few moments, because you've seen my program is sponsored in part with the Lemon Burn. I want to make that very clear. So I'm wishing that you understand. Call 313-868-6612 and come down and order your Lemon Burn. You're talking about getting yourself in shape. You know, it's not just the outside, family, it's the inside. And we have the number one product, fat burner, Lemon Burn. So call 313-868-6612 and start working your body inside out to make yourself greater, better, and you can be around for generations, okay? We're combining, and we'll be talking more about this, as for those who don't know, Billy Jones, I've been a fitness master since back in the 70s, 80s, still working it. We're now doing the Jones-a-Size Zoom. That's a workout program that you can join me from anywhere in the world. That's right, from anywhere in the world. You can have the master instructor, myself, coaching you on wherever you are, home, by your internet connection. Get up, let's warm up, let's do our thing, let's get into the whatever we got to do. Be coached by me. I am Billy E. Jones, and I can take care of you on the Jones-a-Size Zoom. Check it out. Leo.
Yes, sir.
When you were a Panther, once a Panther, always a Panther, but I'm talking about during the development stage.
1966. 1966.
What was the country like? Did you have a lot of other folks fighting for the attention of the government, or was it the black folks fighting for the attention of the government at that time?
1966, when the Panthers started, there was something that happened in 1965. It was called the Watts Riot. And before that, we had a thing called the Long Hot Summers. Detroit, y'all know, you got a bunch of vacant lots down there today in Detroit that was burned to the ground.
Burn,
That's
baby, burn. Yes, we remember that. Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yes.
So that's what the mood was in the country.
Mm-hmm.
The National Guard was out shooting people in Newark, New Jersey, Detroit, Chicago. So, yeah, it was a protest time. But nobody marching with no signs, being nice. That was happening with Dr. King and all that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
2 years later, Dr. King was dead. Malcolm died in 1965. Medgar Evers. It was bloody, Billy. That's what time it was. And it's coming again, and don't nobody seem to see it.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, but I want the folks to understand that those persons, and we welcome everybody. Let us be very, very clear. Everybody is welcome. They say there's room. It's called development. But for folks to understand the history of those folks you're coming to live next door to, live across from, or pass by, work with, etc., us. Let us understand our story. Let us understand our struggle. Let us understand how we were pushed down under the mud as we've tried to be like a plant and try to grow. So when you see us, see your brother, see your sister, and understand our struggle is like the struggle you came from in your country. The only difference is we still in the country, still got the struggle, still got the fight, still got the discrimination. And depending upon the election, we're in a crapshoot to see what our children are going to have coming to them. That's what we are, folks. So I want everyone to know who's coming to this country, we're your brothers, we're your sisters. We're all in this together, except you leaving part of your war the way we were taken from our country and given nothing. So when you see us, you see superior warriors because we have survived. And we welcome you to come in and survive and work on that thriving issue, because we're all in this going to be together. And for those who say uncommitted, remember that's a game that they found that they could not get all of the folks to participate in that third party situation. This is an easier fix to just say nobody vote for a person until it's time. And we got time to still try to work on you to get you swayed to my candidate. That's what it's about. But remember, family, the third party the third party put certain folks in office anyway. Now, I'm not sure if Mr. Leo Brazil is ready to answer that question. Mr. Leo Brazil, do you know?
What is the question?
The question is, folks were elected, and there was always a third party designed to take away votes. We had what type of third party candidates that took votes from presidential candidates? Do you remember?
No, and you can't remember either.
I remember the guy with the cars. You remember him?
Nope.
You don't. Do you remember?
Nope,
Do you
you
remember?
don't either.
Oh, brother, don't tell me what I don't remember. I remember George
Tell
Bush.
me his name.
I remember George Bush.
What about George Bush?
How did George Bush get elected?
I don't know. The people voted him in. He had, when they counted all the votes, he had more votes than anybody.
Who did he run
And
against?
therefore, he was the president for 8 years. And Daddy was the president for 4 years. So that's 12 years of the
But
Bush.
the question is,
with
George.
no vote.
But the question is, George Bush was elected how? How did he get elected, or did someone have to concede to George Bush?
Tell me. I'm ignorant. I don't know.
Then you
Tell
know
me.
what? We need to stop the conversation with you, because if you're ignorant, then you can't educate. If you can't educate, I can't communicate with you.
No. See, we started off this thing using a metaphor. You were going to be Biden, and I'm going to be Trump.
No, I didn't
And
say
I'm being
that.
Trump.
I didn't know. I
I'm
didn't do
telling
that.
you, I don't want nothing
First of
to
all,
do
Leo,
with Billy Jones and his
your age
talk.
is starting to show on you, because I did not say any of that you just stated. I didn't state that I was going to be Biden or you're going to be Clinton. I didn't say
I
that.
said that.
Now, you said that. So stay with your thought.
Okay, so
Now,
I got to agree with you?
no, you do not. You stay with your thought, and my thought is
That's what I'm
George
doing.
Bush was elected how? Did they have to go to a certain particular type of situation to put George Bush in office? Was the guy, do you remember who was running for the Democrats?
Yeah, Al Gore.
What did Al Gore have to do to make it so that George Bush could be the president of the United States? Was there a procedure that George Bush and Al Gore had to go through?
Yeah, it's called an election.
Call it what?
An election.
And what happened in that election? Was he elected, or did they have to go through some other type of procedure to make it official?
So George Bush went through all the procedures, got elected, and served 8 years as president.
Bro,
End of story.
you're really dodging. What did
I'm not
Al
dodging.
what did
I
Al
answered your
Gore
question.
what did Al Gore have to do, or what did Al Gore do?
Do you know?
Yes, I do know, sir.
Well, tell me and let me hear it, and then I'll tell you whether I agree with it.
I don't need your agreement. I'm going to make a statement. Did he have enough votes to go ahead, or did they have to ask around other folks to make it official for George Bush?
who is they, and who are other folks, and who was they asking, and what was they asking around about?
Now,
You want me to answer all that when I don't know who they are? I don't care who they are. I don't like them. I'm Donald Trump's person.
you don't like them. At any rate, when it comes to the electoral votes, family, can you explain how the electoral votes work, Mr. Leo Brazil?
Yeah.
Explain.
Each state gets electoral votes based on the number of Congress people they have.
Okay.
California has 56 congresspersons. Why? Because we got 40 million people.
Okay. Now,
Wyoming has about 2 or 3 million or whatever, and they only got one congressman.
and
And
so,
that one congressman is an electoral vote.
and
So after the
therefore,
election is over,
okay.
whoever wins the most electoral votes, they go to
So
they go to
family,
Washington,
so Leo,
and they
family,
vote.
Leo, hold on just a moment. So family, what I was getting to is that the electoral votes is what it came down to in terms of the election for George Bush and Al Gore. That was
Right.
what it was about. Okay,
Right.
I know it's right. I know it's right, sir.
Well, why do you say that?
Because I wanted you to elaborate. You are the political person. You are the two-time elected
No,
council person.
no,
you
no,
are the
no.
Black Panther. You are
No.
the activist. You are the person
No.
that
I'm
I
a
bring
citizen.
on.
I got one vote. That's all I am. All those other things I've done in my career and my life don't matter when I'm behind that curtain with that pen in my hand to vote. I'm Leo Brazil, and I'm saying, here's my opinion, y'all. I like this guy for president. I like this guy for judge. I like this woman for district attorney. And then I seal that up and put it in the box and go back home and watch all kind of nonsense or get back in the domino game or whatever I want to do. But I did my duty. Now, when they count up the votes and find out that my candidate lost, I'm not going to go down and try to burn down the courthouse or storm the Capitol or whatever. I'm going to wait till the next election, or I'm going to start organizing me a campaign to run for mayor of Oakland like we did with Bobby Seale and Elaine Brown back in 1960-something. And somebody born in 2000 don't even know about that. And they're grown people. They're 24 years old.
And
They don't know
so,
nothing about what happened in the past, and they don't give a damn.
is that your opinion?
That's my opinion.
And even though they say if you don't know your history, you don't know what?
You're ignorant.
Ignorant.
Ignoring your history.
Okay.
Ignorant means don't know.
So let me do
Dumb
this.
means can't know.
So let me do this, sir.
Stupid means don't want to know.
Let me do this, sir. You were entrusted to go behind the scenes and understand how the rules were being put together, how the laws was being presented to the folks to vote on.
Yeah,
And
I think it worked.
and the folks depended upon when you went to the microphone and you explained how those things operated, that they had no privy, no understanding because they was ignorant without
Right.
understanding, but you had the knowledge, and we depended upon you to ascertain what was the best path for us to go to. That's what allowed us to determine how we were going to vote. Is that somewhat true?
It's called a campaign.
No, is that somewhat true? But the campaign is the person who is at the microphone talking and telling the folks and explaining to folks the
What
breakdown.
they need to know.
Thank you. So then that makes them unignorant because then they know, but they
are
had to be
informed.
taught.
The word is informed.
Thank you. Whatever word you want to call it, they had to be informed.
And
They had
then
to be
I'm
told.
asking them for their consent for me to represent them.
And the process is that as we put in office you,
Yes,
and you went to try to explain to us what was going on,
yes.
we learned how to vote on those issues through you.
Yes, that's called a campaign. That's called representation.
Okay,
I
so-
want you to be able to vote for me, so I'm informing you.
And so now you're saying, with all this wisdom, with all this wisdom, with all
No,
this
they
knowledge,
It's knowledge.
whatever you want to call it, Leo Brazil.
No,
You
we
know,
have
I'm trying to
speak
get
a
you off of this
language that
80
people
something type of
understand.
process and saying, bro, you got a value. You
Yeah.
have a value of experience and knowledge.
Right.
And it's not just for you to take your vote and fold it up. You have to go out and help us understand why these other folks are
That's
trying to lie to
why
us.
I'm on Billy Jones's show this
That don't mean-
morning, trying to inform people.
But you keep saying you don't know.
What question do you want to know?
I want you to not wait for the question. I want you to be able to come
Oh,
across
Lord,
your
have
own
mercy.
knowledge.
Billy, let me get my hair cut because this ain't making no sense. See, I'm down here in the barber shop right now trying to explain to you what it is that you want to know, and then you don't even know what question to ask me.
I asked you the question about the commitment. I asked you about the folks voting and how the people and why the people saying who are elected to office, who we elect to office to be able to break things
No,
down.
we elect. You didn't elect me. You didn't vote.
Leo.
You didn't elect me. I listen to the people that elected me, the people that I inform, the people that have the power to keep me in office. The people that don't know, that won't go down and vote, they're sitting around suffering and complaining about it. That's the way it goes. That's the way the cookie crumbles, as we used to say.
That's called aging, bro.
Hey,
That's called
can't
aging.
go backwards.
That's called aging because if you can't step up to what's going on today, that's called just aging and blocked.
No, it's not.
Yes.
I see what's going on today.
Uh,
And I can't wait to vote in November. I've already voted by mail here in California because we can still do that. But when Trump comes in, they're going to do everything they can to take that ability from us because they say it's a fake election, it's a fraud, or whatever.
okay. Last question for you. Who in the area where you are talks to the people or try to break down what's going on for the people? Anybody?
Yeah,
Who?
Barbara Lee, my congresswoman.
Okay.
She's running for the Senate. And I want everybody that in California that can vote for Barbara Lee for Senate.
Why?
Oh, Lord.
You don't
Why?
pray. You don't.
Because
You don't.
she
You don't
speaks
pray
to my
to the.
interest. She
See-
can go there and block these people from trying to do what they want to do that's going to hurt me. If she ain't in the Congress, she can't do nothing. She's just like me.
So if Barbara Lee says, vote uncommitted, is that what you do?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
Because the result of that is that my enemy is going to win. If you don't vote for Joe Biden, Donald Trump's going to win. And you think then he's going to go over there and run them Jews out of Israel? Come on, man.
Very interesting insights this morning, Mr. Leo Brazil. Very
Those
interesting.
people are caught in a dilemma. They don't want somebody bombing their children and their grandparents over there. But if they don't vote for that person, because they're in a situation where they got to choose the lesser of two evils. And I don't want Donald Trump to be the president of the United States because he's going to let Netanyahu do whatever he wants to do. Probably going to send him some tanks over there to do it. Well, they say, well, Joe Biden is doing that. Yeah, but Barack did it, and Clinton did it, and every other president since 1948 did it. But you're going to take it out on Joe Biden by not voting. That ain't too smart for me. I can say. You don't like what I say? I'm sorry. That's the beauty of America. I got a right to say what I want to say. And that's what Trump is doing and wearing everybody out.
Well, I tell you what, you have been a real awakening this morning. Really awakening this morning for me, and appreciate your insights, your thoughts, your feelings, and how you thought things are going forward. But the process again is, bottom line, when it comes down to being uncommitted, and you have your different groups that are here that are being told be uncommitted and think about what Trump can do or Biden can do, The bottom line, folk, is as a black man, African American man, or whatever you want to call me, that other groups may have their rationale for why they say I'm committed. I say that for my children, my grandchildren, and for my place in America, that I don't have an uncommitted vote. I have to go with the person that is going to give me, my children, my grandchildren, etc., if I'm ever blessed. My daughter don't have any children, so I guess I won't have any grandchildren. But what is it that this person is going to do to help me, black? And what is this person going to help me do, black? I can't represent all the other groups, but the group that was brought here against our will, that this is our home, and we have to deal with the person who's in charge, the actual president.
We here.
No, hold on. And the president that's going to look out for our best interests, as difficult as it's going to be, and as difficult as it is, in order for the black folks to be able to still have some upward trending, look at who you have to deal with. Not just on the world, but right here on American soil. Who do you have to deal with for your livelihood, for you, your children, and your grandchildren? Are the decisions by that president going to help you, or what? That's the bottom line for some folks. Now, you can take it, run with it, play with it, however you want to deal with it. But the bottom line is, what is it going to do for your future? That's the question. Mr. Leo Brazil, it's been a wonderful talking with you, and hope to speak to you again very, very soon, sir. Have a great day, okay?
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. So, family, we love you. This has been just a little political statements about the world and that uncommitted voting thing. Don't be uncommitted. Look at how your future is going to be impacted. This has been the Talk Beat Jones. I am Billy E. Jones, and again, we're on the air every Sunday. Sunday used to be my date. Every Wednesday from 10 to 11. Of course, you go to YouTube, TV 33 on demand, and of course, the R.J. Watkins page. We can get that 24 hours a day, see the live broadcast at a later time. Love you, appreciate you, respect you, and just want to give you a little idea in terms of how people talk back and forth at each other. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it don't. But it's America, and you got your rights to your vote and to your thought. Have a blessed life. Bye now. You wouldn't have to go anywhere because this is the Talk Beat Jones.